In today's video, how Joyce lost an incredible 30 pounds in 90 days. Look at these before and afters. And we're gonna talk about how much walking it took for her to reach this goal. Today we're talking to Joyce, who made an amazing transformation. Over 90 days during our transformation challenge, she lost more than 30 pounds. However, she lost more than 80 pounds total over the course of the last couple of years. And she did it by doing something that, well, all of us can do, walking. We're gonna talk to her about her diet, we're gonna talk to her about her walking, and we're gonna talk to her just about how much walking she did to see these fantastic results.
Let's talk about real world examples of nutrition, of cardio, of lifestyle that allow these changes to happen and be maintained, because everything I mentioned there, while they may help you lose body fat or change your body composition, they're not sustainable. And so we start to run into these kind of back and forth. So let's talk about over this challenge, how did you approach your nutrition? Do you know where your calories kind of started and ended and those kind of things?
Yes. So I started my calories around 1600 and I had set out a plan to take them down to 1200 over the 3 months just for that last month. But that's not the way it went, right? I started them at 16 and I was overly full because I hadn't been used to eating that much protein.
Sure.
So the lowest I took them was about 1350, but that was
Okay.
only about 2 weeks.
And what was your body weight when you were at the 1350? Do you know?
It was around 130, 135.
Okay.
I
So
I
that's
didn't go
actually,
under.
I talk a little bit about calories to body weight, and you
Mhm.
were over 10 times your body weight in calories. So to me, that's a very
Yes.
safe place. Okay.
Yes. And I took that advice from you. I didn't go under the 10 times. And so, but at the end of the challenge, I was back up at 1700. My activity level was just so high. Um, I rechecked it on your macro calculator and I was actually could have had over 2000, but I
Right.
couldn't just add 500 calories in um, overnight.
Well, yeah, that calculator, it's based on theory. So like your experience is obviously going to trump that. And if you're being diligent with your nutrition, then I always tell people like you know more than our app would ever know.
Right.
If anything, if you were at say 1700 calories and you were still dropping weight and
I
you
was. Oh my.
then I would say to anyone listening, that's when I would suggest adding 50 to 100 calories per week, right?
Yep.
Paying attention to like, okay, let's just add 50 calories and see how I feel. Because you're correct. If you do throw 500 calories on top of what you're doing, A, you might not enjoy it, and B, you're more likely to start putting on some body fat. What was the total? Because you said something about roughly 25 pounds, right? So what was the total that you were
Oh.
interested in losing, for the 90 days, and what did you actually lose?
Well, my goal weight would have been 137. So that would have been 17 pounds that I would have wanted to lose, but I ended up losing 32 and now I'm at 34. So I lost another 2 pounds in this last month.
Did you have a specific plan each week for cardio?
I did. And I did most of it walking. And I got the inspiration from David Goggins. Do you know who that
Okay.
is?
Of course, I'm familiar with David. I didn't
Oh,
I know he talks about very extreme things,
he is.
but I
He
didn't know
is.
about his walking discussions.
Well, he doesn't talk about walking. He runs 100 miles a week, is what I
Mhm.
heard. So I thought, well, that's what I'm going to set my walking at 100 miles a week. And I ended up averaging 104 miles a week. So it's over 200,000 steps a week.
I mean, obviously you've done the work. You've lost like 85
Mhm.
pounds, like you said, and
Yeah,
now you're at a point where, shoot, you're probably eating more than you were when you had that weight when you
I
started the
am.
journey. So to me, that's a measure of control that you can sustain this, because I think I've had friends that have, done the shot and they've lost a lot of weight. But when you stop taking that shot and your hunger returns and you didn't develop the routine on your own, it's
Right.
very easy for it to spiral out the other direction. Whereas you are now eating more than you were before.
Yes, I
Um,
am. And
so
it's like I've heard you say this before and it resonated with me was you have to like dive to the old version of yourself.
sure.
Like the version of myself that started this journey is I don't even know where she, she's just gone. I've transformed so many times.
I mean, obviously you've had an amazing transformation. You're starting this year off. I mean, I can't even imagine. So what's the difference from last year to this year starting the weight? What's like weight wise starting?
Okay, so about 150 to about 30 pounds.
30 pounds different, probably
Yeah,
eating more.
I
You
am eating more.
you sound
I'm
amazing.
eating, my energy's higher. I'm just stronger. Like the other day, one of my gym brothers sent me something about a guy that did 1,000 push-ups a day.
Hmm.
So for a week. And I'm like, well, let's see if I can do that. And I did 1,000 push-ups, real
Wow,
push-ups,
I mean, I can do a lot of push-ups, but that would have to require like a schedule because you can't
yeah,
obviously do 1,000 in a row. That's awesome.
right? And I did that throughout the day, and I can do pull-ups now. And I was never able to do a pull-up before. So all these little things are just exciting to me. I just really am
Well, it
happiest.
sounds like you're ticking off these goals. I'm curious, do you have anything in store for this year that you want to do?
I might join your next challenge
Okay.
and just kind of try to build muscle.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we're going to start that one in early February. We'll be announcing that soon.
It's a
Um,
possibility. I
that's an
won't go
interesting
as
idea.
intense.
I wonder if we could have because we call it a transformation challenge because I'm very careful to not call it a weight loss or a fat loss challenge, right?
Right.
Because I want to encourage people to improve their body composition, not just chase a number on the scale. And I'll
Right.
be honest, our decisions on placings are based on the pictures. Like we like to see the numbers and the weights and all that stuff, but
Right.
we're looking at whose physique improved the most, right? And it's not a bodybuilding competition, but obviously some athletes are going to get leaner than others, but it's not who gets the leanest, it's who had the most difference from their starting and ending physique,
Right.
right? Um, so it'd be interesting to add a category around, okay, so the goal for this category is who put on the most muscle or who,
Yeah.
it's interesting, because that's
Do
the
it.
challenge for me is very personal because I was trying to find something for the people that watch my content to kind of engage in that wasn't necessarily a bodybuilding show. I know not everybody wants to get on stage and do a bodybuilding show, and even if I do those, it's every couple years. So for me, the challenge was, although I never did one myself, um, I used to love. I used to coach a lot of people. Bodybuilding.com had a great one. Um, when their website died, it left a big hole, and I think I'm trying to fill that void. And to this day, I don't know that anyone's completely done that. I'd like to continue to grow it. So, yeah, I'm looking at, you know, that might be a benefit. Get people involved that aren't just focused on fat loss.
Right. That are building muscle. Yeah. Put it in.
So your goal this year is to just maintain the current like body fat level you're at while you add in some
Right.
muscle.
And I actually dropped more body fat. So is
Oops.
that 12? Well, no, that's fine. I'm not complaining. And you know what was different was I didn't focus on the results. This was like the only time I was able to do that in my life, not focus on a scale. I didn't focus on the measurements. I just focused on the qualities of like a
Yeah.
person that had the successful transformation. And it
Yeah.
just so much better. But I'd like to maintain my body fat level and build some muscle.
Yeah.
All right, guys, hopefully you enjoyed this interview with Joyce. I mean, talk about some great energy. She's great to interview, great to talk to, and it's just one example of the amazing people that are in our community. So if you sign up for this year's Transformation Challenge, which kicks off in February, it is open now, so you can download the training plans, the nutrition plans. We're adding new ones all the time. It's open worldwide. $25,000 is up for grabs, and you can get in and get started now. Your pictures aren't due until February, so we can kick this month off and make 2025 great together. And I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.